What is going on, everybody? It is the Alpha Heel 7 live for the Seahawks and New York Jets for Apex Prime Live. I am your host, the Alpha Heel 7, and joining with me today, just jumping into the booth, literally like a second. I mean, like as the intro is playing, is Jeho 0528747897. What's up, brother? I didn't want to make it that I didn't want to make it that known, but you know, nobody watches this anyway, so who cares, right?
I mean, I got shit credit. Let's not worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, what are you going to steal, right? So Ruggs is about to run his 40 and he just got a 4.31. So, yeah, I'm kind of watching that on my phone and want to talk about this. I think we may be running just a little bit late. Jet's telling us that he's having problems getting into the stadium. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Very interesting. I think they locked...
Problem with traffic or security?
The 12th man locked him out, so I don't know. There's something going on there. Maybe he was trying to smuggle drugs in his ass or something. I don't know. What do you think?
He has been traveling.
So, we got a really cool game for you. You know, a lot of guys were like wondering why we picked these two users, but both are really sim and they're fun to watch. I think they match up pretty well, and I think we're going to have a good game. What do you think?
I think it's going to be fun, yeah. As you said, both guys are really sim, and I think the biggest thing is, you know, no matter if it's somebody who's ending up 16-0, 19-0, looking at you, Wakanda, or, you know, somebody that is terrible like myself, we want to try to get everybody on here eventually, because it's always fun to see your game on here.
It is, and here's how I kind of do it, okay? I try to do it once a week. And if you schedule your game at least 2 days out from when we advance, or at least 2 days out from the day that you schedule it, it gives me time to kind of get everything together and, you know, match everything up. So just like you said, it doesn't matter if you're, you know, 10-3 or 3-10. We want to put you on here. We want to highlight the guys in our league. So good point there. So we got a pretty interesting game. The first player I want to talk about, as we go to this cool graphic here, is Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell, this is what's interesting about this. You would think Le'Veon Bell, he's the bell cow for the, no pun intended, for the Jets, but they just drafted their Saquon Barkley, so to speak, in the first round at a very high pick. But he's hurt. So guess what? The baggage goes... or, you know, the bulk of the carries goes right back to Bell. After, what is his name? JT McClellan?
McMullen, yep.
After he got hurt, Bell came in. As you can see the graphics, he had 8 attempts, 70 yards. He didn't have a touchdown, but he averaged 8 yards a carry. Well enough to put him in position to take, you know, to be the starter again. Do you think that there's going to be any type of controversy when McMullen comes back?
I think that there might be, but to be honest with you, I'm a little bit surprised that he took him so high, only because I look at Le'Veon Bell and I mean his attributes are still really, really good. I'm looking at daddy leagues right now, and he's only 28, so it's not like you're going to experience a whole bunch of regression, probably even by the end of this cycle. So I was a little bit surprised that he didn't fill a need with that pick so high up, but I mean, obviously, McMullen's also a stud and could end up being, you know, he's going to end up being an elite player.
And I totally agree with you. I think what his reasoning behind it, if you know, because we had that staff chat, was the fact that Bell just couldn't, none of his running backs could really stay healthy. Didn't he have like 3 running backs that were going down like on a consistent basis? I think that he just thought, I have to have this guy here, you know?
Yeah, and the funny thing is actually, if you look at his little stable here, outside of Ozigbo, which is kind of you know, he's an outlier, but Bell, McMullen, and Jay Ajayi, I mean, that's a hell of a trio in the backfield.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can really utilize that in a number of different ways. I believe that they signed a couple offensive tackle or offensive linemen in the free agency or drafted some, so they're trying to shore up that line, maybe use that 3-headed monster to utilize their offense. So tonight's going to be very interesting. Bell has that superstar development, or the superstar X factor. So he can run. I mean, like you said, he's only 28. It's not like he's a 30-year-old. So it was kind of surprising, but he made the pick. I mean, McMullen, if you looked at him, I mean, McMullen was just an absolute stud. If you looked at the second best running back, he wasn't even half as good as what McMullen was. So there was a big drop off. So he just said, I liked him. I was hoping he was going to be there, and then he picked him. But he's hurt. So again, goes back on Bell. On the other side of the ball, we are going to talk Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I believe he has probably the best attributes in the league. But yeah, he comes in not playing a great first game, right? He had a 62.6 rating. He had 219 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. So he's going to look to bounce back against this struggling Jets defense. So what do you think as far as Russell Wilson goes? What does he need to do to kind of bounce back?
Well, I think, first and foremost, he has some weapons, but I think, looking back and watching that game, I do think there were some times where DK Metcalf was looked at and sort of just locked on. And we all know what happens. I mean, I do it too. Anytime that you force the ball, you may work 9 out of 10 attempts, but that 10th attempt is going to be picked off. And, that's usually, I would say 99% of the time in our league, or in any CFM for that matter, the winner of the turnover battle is usually the one that's walking away from the game with a W. So he's just got to limit turnovers, like take the open read, check down, he's got some good receivers coming out of the backfield and like Chris Carson. So just take what they give you.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I believe that Jacob Hollister is a really good tight end. And you mentioned other weapons. I mean, Tyler Lockett's an 88 overall. It's not like he's some not like he's some scrub. So he's got some really
even
good
Josh
weapons.
Gordon.
Yeah, Josh Gordon. I forgot about him. I know he's only 79 overall, but he plays. Everybody loves having Josh Gordon on Madden. I mean, he's got speed, he's got the size, he's got the hands. But in Madden, it doesn't matter if you smoke weed or not. You're on the game, right? So whatever. But yeah,
in Madden, it's encouraged.
It's encouraged in Madden, right? Because most people that play video games
probably already do.
Exactly. So there's not much there. So
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What's your one matchup that you're looking forward to?
Well, I would say Metcalf, but I don't think that he has any really great corners. I would probably say the matchup I want to really watch out for is the offensive line. Can they hold back Jadeveon Clowney? 91 overall, he has a superstar development, and I believe he has one of the pass rushing abilities. So it's going to be very interesting to see if he can hold him back. And he's got Everson Griffin now, so he's got another pass rusher on the other side of the ball that can match that. What about you?
So you stole my thunder with both of those, but the one that really, really intrigues me was the Seahawks pass rush versus a pretty depleted offensive line. Not awful. It's not the best, not the worst in the league, but it's definitely not the best either. But you made a really good point. I mean, his best defensive back, talking from a corner standpoint, his best overall is 75. And so that's going to be interesting because, I mean, you're not going to win a whole lot of battles one-on-one with, 75, 71, 70, and 67 in your defensive backfield. So it'll be interesting to see if, we talked about Russell Wilson earlier, is he going to have a hell of a game because he's able to, those reads are going to be a lot easier when those guys are open.
I totally agree. And I believe what they were going to have to really do is not only spotlight Metcalf, but I believe that they're also going to have to probably and I don't know if he's going to do it or not, but he's probably going to have to try to double with Marcus May as free safety. Probably his best player in the secondary and an 83 overall. But yeah, he absolutely has to do that. That's going to be interesting. Is he going to be able to stop him? I mean, I guess we'll see.
Yeah. the one X factor back there, literally and figuratively, is Jamal Adams. So
Yep.
you got to be careful. No matter what, you got to watch out for him. He's a ball hawk, and obviously, I mean, he can make a play and change the game in an instant.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't believe I forgot about him, Jamal Adams. I mean, he is the best player on the Jets team, and I'm sitting here saying, "Oh, Marcus May may be the best corner." I forgot about him,
Adams for sure is.
Absolutely, but Jamal Adams is one of those players that can transcend. Not only he can stop the run, but he can also stop the pass. So he's going to really have to rely on Jamal Adams if they're going to stop this potent Seattle offense. Because last year, if you watched any of Pepper's games, he was really good on offense. So now he has two pass rushers that have a superstar ability. This could put him in the next level, wouldn't you think?
Totally agreed. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's going to be very interesting. We're very close. The stream is up. They are going down to the field, so we are going to go down to the field ourselves here in a second. And any last thoughts before we hit the field?
No, I mean, I think that this will be fun. It's two users that, like you said, we didn't get a whole lot of look last year at. And we'd like to do this more often, anyway, guys. So if you have a game that you can schedule with us to do this, we would love to get you on here.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is going to be fun. They are about to kick off. And it looks like that the Jets are going to get the ball first. So the Jets getting the ball first, what do they have to do to kind of establish themselves in this game?
Control the ball. And I think you got to watch out for Bobby Wagner and his X factor ability of basically forcing fumbles on every time he even looks at you wrong.
Oh my gosh, Luke Kuechly has that same thing, and I believe Harrison Smith.
So annoying.
Yeah,
it's so annoying.
You got to stay away from him. That's key one, and I totally agree with you on that. And I'm actually playing Pepper next week, so I've got my eyes on this game. So very good point. Bobby Wagner is going to be a point of emphasis. Stay away from him. On the 24-yard line, Sam Darnold comes out in a single back formation, 3 wide receivers. Looks like they're pinching the line in. McMullen gets the ball, and I'm sorry, but McMullen is not hurt. I was corrected. I thought he was hurt. Looked like Ajayi and Bell are injured. McMullen is not out. So wash everything we said, right?
So, guys, literally just go ahead and delete everything we talked about from your memory.
Yeah. Well, Bell had a really good game, and I'm not putting that away. But, he is going to have to rely on McMullen. Coming out in the single back formation again. Passing again. Gets it out to Enunwa, and he gets the first down.
Yeah, that's a hell of a catch from Enunwa. I mean, obviously, he had to adjust there. That could have gone very, very poorly with that middle linebacker hanging out right over the corner.
He was very close, so that's going to be interesting if he does make those dangerous throws. Coming out with 2 tight ends this time in a single back formation again. Looks like Seattle's making a little bit of an adjustment. Darnold does run the ball to McMullen. McMullen, oh my gosh, it looked like he almost got around Wagner, but Wagner was able to snag him, and he only gets 4 yards on carry.
I think by looking at that now, obviously hindsight's 20/20, and we all do this, but it looked like maybe he overran that hole a little bit.
Yeah, I think he did. I mean, he had a clear hole there, so they're coming out in the same formation here. Darnold calling an audible here. Looks like they're putting Robbie Anderson now on the right side.
Might see something he likes over top.
They do blitz. Heavy. Croft gets the ball. Croft runs right by the safety there, gets the first down, and they are about midfield. Now they're driving. They are on the 39-yard line of the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, so that was interesting there because obviously, again, he saw a matchup he liked, and he had Croft on a safety and no help over the top. So great design call, or great call there.
And here we go. Run to McMullen. McMullen cannot break the tackle. McMullen is down. It's going to bring up a second and 10 situation.
Yeah, it sort of doesn't surprise you when they have halfbacks getting hurt all the time because this offensive line just lets people run right through.
Yeah, and it looks like Shaq Griffin does bring him down. He really hasn't been able to really establish McMullen first game or this game yet. So I know he really wants to get him going, so we'll see if he's able to do that. 2nd and 10, and they are in a trips formation here. McMullen gets the run. McMullen, best run of his NFL career, gets the first down, and he's all the way down to the 22-yard line.
Yeah, and that's a hell of a run. And actually, if he doesn't hit stick or truck stick, he might be in pay dirt.
Yeah, that was, he did whiff on that, and it probably did slow him down. So they were coming out in that pistol trips formation again. Stretch to McMullen, and they do not buy it.
Yep, there it is again. So yet again, that running up the middle just seems to be such a problem for this Jets team.
Yeah, and Clowney gets right by, I'm sorry, that was Jared Reed getting him right by the defender and getting a 4 or 6-yard loss on the carry there.
Yeah, I mean, that 6-yard loss on a handoff, he didn't even have a chance.
Yeah. And it looks like McMullen, again, he does get a little bit of it back, but it's going to put him in a 3rd and long situation here, 3rd and 11, and they are not afraid to run the ball.
No, and I actually like that because everybody and their brothers obviously thinking that's a 2-pass situation on 2nd and 3rd down, excuse me. So I like that he wasn't afraid to run the ball and make it 3rd and manageable.
Gets it out to Newell again. Newell with the first down, and they're at the 10-yard line, and they are driving.
Yeah, that's a huge first down.
And they use that crosser that a lot of guys like to use, and it does seem to split the zones when they do run that.
Yeah, and I think so often on 3rd and long, guys tend to run, either something with a 3 deep or they'll run like a cover 4. And obviously those underneath routes are just deadly.
Absolutely. And McMullen gets hit. You had talked about Bobby Wagner. That wasn't Bobby Wagner. Thought it was for a second the way he hit him. But, man, he gets nothing. And they are stopping this run game early.
Yeah, that was actually Clowney that hit him. But he hit him like Bobby Wagner would have. So that was a hell of a hit. And obviously that goes back to, if you remember, I can't remember the guy's name now, but the Michigan running back. It almost looked like that when Clowney was at South Carolina.
Yeah, absolutely. Touchdown! Robbie Anderson, great pass by Sam Darnold. And they get the touchdown.
Yeah, that's a hell of a first drive. So he really comes out and asserts his dominance, does exactly what he wants to do. Obviously had some negative plays, so the Seahawks have to feel good about pushing him back into long yardage situations, but they just couldn't get the stops when they needed them.
Yeah, and if you notice the trend with the Seahawks, they blitzed a lot that drive, and the Jets made them pay for that. Good play call by Zephyr on that one.
Now, so here's what'll be interesting to see. It's always tough when you get down 7-0 early and the other team marches right down the field. We all have that idea of what our game plan is going to be. So does he stick with it? Because I think that this is going to be, it should be a quick pass and run heavy attack for the Seahawks. But, sometimes you get behind even one score and you start winging the ball around, and that could create problems.
Absolutely. Play action by Russell Wilson. Plenty of time in the pocket. Throws it to Metcalf, and Adams almost jumps the route.
So that is literally, I feel like Tony Romo right now, because that is literally what I just said. You feel a little bit like I got to take a shot here, get back in the game really quickly. That was really, really dangerous with Jamal Adams lurking back there. That was a hell of a throw, so I don't want to take anything away from him, but that was also, you got balls of steel there.
Absolutely, and he really didn't play it that well. He went for the interception, not playing the receiver on that. Nice out route to Metcalf, and I believe he's going to get the first down, or he may be just a tad short, and he is.
Yeah, I think he's just a tad short, but that's actually a really good out route there. So anytime that you have these secondaries that obviously are going to try to sit back in a zone, it's always nice to just kind of give it a little timing route and shake it up.
And that's going to bring up 2nd and inches. And thus far, we have a pretty good ball game. Both teams being able to drive down the field on the other. Run up the middle to Carson. He only gets a couple yards, but enough for the first down.
Yeah, and so far it's only been 3 plays, but I'll tell you, I'm more impressed with Seattle's offense from a dominance standpoint. I mean, I just think they looked the part. Because if the Jets can't convert on a couple of those third and longs, they don't score, or maybe they get 3 instead of 6. Whereas the Seahawks look like they're just pushing them around and doing what they want right now.
Yeah, great point. They seem to be taking more chunks, yardage off, and they're also doing it. It looks easier for them. You're absolutely right on that. So they're coming out in that ace formation, single back. Russell Wilson taking plenty of time. Doesn't like what he sees there. Run up the middle to Carson. The hole opens for him, and he gets a lot of yardage on that. Doesn't get the first down, but he gets 7. That's going to put him in a second and short situation.
Yeah, but see, so again, that's chunk yardage, number 1. Number 2, that opens up now the entire playbook. I hate second and short from a defensive play caller standpoint because you never really know. I mean, they could run out of any formation. They could throw out of any formation.
And here they are in that pistol formation. I think it puts 3 running backs on the field, and he gets the first down. He's down to the 18-yard line, and like you said before, they are making it look easy on this Jets defense.
Yeah, they're just gashing them right now. So I know they're down 7, but obviously their defense will have to step it up. Otherwise, we could be in for kind of a fun shootout where last team with the ball wins.
Absolutely. As the clock winds down, that's probably the last play of the quarter. We're going to head into the second quarter with the Jets up 7-0. You are watching the Apex Prime Game of the Week. So has it lived up to your hype?
It has. Yeah, I was going to say the interesting thing here is, I mean, granted, you could probably call this 7-7 here shortly, but I don't want to be assumptive. But the kind of cool thing is that both teams are really not only controlling the line of scrimmage and the ball movement itself, but they're controlling the clock. I mean, that 8 minutes went by quick.
Absolutely, it did. And because, like you said, they're both running the ball. Russell Wilson back to pass, throws that corner route, gets it down to the 1-yard line to Dissly. Will Dissly, the other good tight end that the Seahawks have on their roster, almost gets in for a touchdown.
So I'm going to tell you right now, I just saw it again. That's another big gamble, high-risk pass. If he keeps throwing the ball like that, this is going to be tough to not get the ball picked off by Jamal.
Absolutely. They bring the heat there. But Carson, man, he made it look so easy for the touchdown.
Yep, yet again, just kind of walks right in, pretty much untouched. So 7-7 game now, and so yet again, you have those sort of scripted plays. It's always funny when you watch guys that you've seen, or maybe you've played them in the past, and it's like, yeah, I remember this, because we all have our little quirks that we do to start off the game, but then as it starts to unfold, now you're going to see where the play callers really come in.
Now, if you are the Jets and your defensive coordinator, or you're the coach, you witness what just happened, is this a huge cause of concern that you're not able to stop this run game, and you're not really able to stop the pass game either?
I think it's a huge cause of concern. The fact that the Jets are not built to, well, I mean, let's be real. The Jets are not built to do anything well, but they're not built to be a great air attack team. So go ahead and call this one.
Man, and look at Bobby Wagner sheds the block, and that run. If you just saw it right when it happened, it looked like he had a hole to get some yardage, and he only gets 1 yard on the carry. Is that user? Is that fault of the user, or is that just how good Bobby Wagner is?
I don't think that's the fault of the user on that particular one. I think that there's a number of almost intercepted there. I'll go ahead and call that one almost intercepted there because he actually missed the B receiver heading right to left across the screen. And that was probably 20, 30 yards of green in front of him.
Yeah, because there was nobody there. I can't believe he missed that. He went for the receiver that was in triple coverage, so not very good decision by Zephyr on the play.
Yeah, and so right there, I guess that's the bigger cause of concern was my point, is the cause of concern with the defense is, of course, not stopping anybody, but the offense then has to outscore them.
Yes, and look at Bobby Wagner. When you pass over the middle and he's right there hovering, You're going to get hit like that. If he would have caught that, that was going to be a fumble. You got to be aware of who you're playing and what abilities these defensive players have.
Yeah, it actually surprises me why more guys don't use over the middle. You see a lot of guys doing that possession catch where they'll just sort of catch it and go to the ground. It surprises me that more people don't do that with, I mean, a guy like Bobby Wagner or Luke Kuechly sitting right there. You have to just take it to the ground.
Oh, absolutely. When I play against Luke Kuechly or Bobby Wagner, before I even hike the ball, I'm always looking at where they are on the field at all times. And they're coming out in the I formation here. They're going to run a stretch, and good job by the Jets of stopping the run finally.
Yeah, so there again, and you kind of pointed it out earlier, like they need a defense. They needed a negative play. They were getting gashed. They were getting just, basically dominated all over the field. So nice to see them get a negative play to start. And now 2nd and 13, you can sort of pin your ears back and come on a rush here, knowing that they're probably going to throw the ball.
Yes, I totally agree with you there. Unless Pepper switches it up and thinks he can get a chunk of that back, look for Pepper to go for his favorite receiver on this play.
AKA DK Metcalf.
Exactly. And they are coming out in a shotgun doubles formation. Passes it. They love that route. Good job by the Seahawks with that halfback angle route.
Yeah, and it's actually almost a if you really think about the play art there. I hate that we can't see them anymore, but regardless, it's almost like a clear out where the receivers all either run an out or a streak, and that middle is just wide open for Carson.
Yeah, and they totally disrespect the Jets there. No fear whatsoever for C.J. Mosley and the other linebacking core there. They are in the ace formation again. Look for a run. Now they are going to pass. Nice slant to DK Metcalf.
Big Al is right, because I literally almost said, as he was pinching the line, bringing the linebackers in close, I literally almost said out loud, I would throw a slant right here, and he did, and it paid off.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're really smart when it comes to analyzing what guys like to do, especially after watching them for some time. And these are guys that we don't know a lot about, just one season. But yeah, good call there. Play action,
but corner blitz! What a great call.
Yeah, he brings the heat. I don't know if he knew that was going to be a play action, but that was enough to take away any time for Russell Wilson. And that's going to put him in a second and very long situation here.
Yeah, that's a hell of a play call. Now, again, I don't think there's any way that he's going to go play action there, but just the simple fact that he has the tendency to either run up the middle on first down or to throw the ball on first down. And he's been taking big shots. So it was nice to see him dial up some pressure there.
Yeah, and they are coming out in that shotgun formation. Over the top to DK Metcalf, a great job by Mays to stop the pass.
Yeah, I mean, that was in his hands. I actually don't know how Metcalf doesn't pull that down. Yet again, it's one of those weird Madden animations where in real life that would have been Mace, getting his hands between the receivers and pulling free. But great play by the safety there.
Yeah, absolutely. Great job by Zev stopping that, and that's going to put him in a third and very long situation here. They are coming on that quarter defense. They're going to pinch the line. Russell Wilson.
Now you got to be careful not to throw a pick here, as he does.
And I know by that animation they keyed on DK Metcalf, because if you see, he completely, as soon as he hikes the ball, he breaks over to Metcalf. The safety does.
And the flip side of that is, as soon as they snap the ball, Russell Wilson keyed in on DK Metcalf. Like, you just can't focus on your best wideout in those situations and not throw interceptions. He was lucky there again.
Yeah. Maybe he is relying on that physical strength that Metcalf has. He is pretty built up in this in this league. So that could
he's
be why
he's a beast. Don't get me wrong, but you still, I mean, 2 versus 1 is never good odds, no matter who it is.
Yeah, and the Jets are relentless to get this run established, and no dice again. A 1-yard carry for McMullen.
So at what point do you maybe try to get him out in space? Like throw a sweep, throw a, run a stretch play. Obviously, he has run a few stretch plays. I shouldn't say that. But,
I would even do a mountain swing, or maybe a jet sweep or something. Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Do something where they actually move him out into space.
Great pass. Crowder gets the first down, and he anticipated that. If you watch that, he anticipated that throw. Great job.
Yeah, he got lit up there at the end, so nice to see him hold on to the ball.
Well, Seattle has a really good secondary, and a lot of those are young guys. So I don't know if he has this defense set to, like the coaching adjustments to hard hit or whatnot, but good job by Seattle. I mean, he didn't give him much of a hole there.
Well, Wakanda will laugh at this if he's listening, but when I got beat by Seattle CPU last season, they hit hard no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely. And they go back to the run. I mean, they are, first down, they are trying to establish themselves. I mean, they do get 2 yards on that, but you got to give it to them.
I was going to say, I think you got to give him credit for sticking to his game plan because they will eventually break one. I mean, he's too good to not break one.
Plenty of time for Darnold. Darnold throws it, almost intercepted. He probably wanted that one back.
Yeah, that's one where you let it go, and that's one where you're watching my game and texting me how stupid I am for throwing that because that's inexcusable. You can, especially coming down with a chance to take the lead going into the half, you cannot throw an interception there.
You can tell, like you said, he keyed in on him the entire time. Absolutely. Now it looks like Seattle's bringing the heat. They are. He gets that out quickly, but it is incomplete. That's going to bring a 4th down. And in a game that we thought was going to be just a complete shootout, the last 3 total possessions, have been punts.
Yeah, and again, that last play. So I guess what I don't understand, and where, not that I'm the world's greatest user by any stretch of the imagination, but the reason that I've improved a little bit lately is because I take those checkdowns. And you have JT McMullen out there who, again, is our version of, young Saquon Barkley. And to try to force something into triple coverage, it just seems silly to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe so as well. I don't know why you do that. But, I mean, maybe he's due for a good run. I think he's going to get it together with him. Look at that fumble. They do force a fumble. And who else? Jamal Adams. They do get the ball back. The Seattle Seahawks really, they really dodge a bullet on that one.
Yeah, Carson got lit the hell up. And I'm absolutely shocked that they were able to hop back on that ball because it was right in the middle of the Jets defense.
Yeah, and great job.
Great hit.
Yeah, I believe that was Jamal Adams, and he laid the wood on that one. And that's what you got to watch on both teams because, Seattle has Bobby Wagner, Jets have Adams. You got to watch running those dives up the middle.
Yep.
They're going to run the ball again, and man, he gets popped again this time. Right. This time by C.J. Mosley. I think Seattle just wants to move the ball a little bit, get it out, maybe move it up a little bit so they have a better position to punt the ball. If I'm the Jets, I'm going to call a timeout here, especially if I stop them on 3rd down.
Yeah, I think I actually would have used one there, though, because he's going to probably pass the ball, so you have a chance to get an incompletion. So you could have potentially had about 1:30 left with 2 timeouts.
And he is letting the clock run down. You give him 40 seconds here. I would have at least, if he runs the ball, then you're going to get the ball back in good field possession.
Don't be surprised if you see a draw. Oh, no. He is going to put it up.
Overthrows his receiver. So the clock is stopped anyway. All 3 timeouts. The Jets are going to get the ball back at probably midfield with 3 timeouts left.
Yeah, it could even be better, honestly, because he's standing back at about midfield. So depending on his return, I mean, he could be in good. He could really be in position for one first down, maybe two would get him in position for a field goal.
Great punt by
Great
Seattle.
punt.
Wow. They pin him back at the 35-yard line. They do not give the Jets any chance to return that. Fantastic punt by Pepper.
Yeah, that is a boot right there. Standing on your own goal line.
And they're coming out
65 yards the other way.
Yeah, they're coming out in that heavy I formation there. Gets it over to his fullback, I believe. And again, he is kind of playing with fire here, especially throwing those angle routes over the middle.
Yeah, I think if I'm him here, I'm gonna another quick route, quick developing route, get the ball out of my hands quickly. You still have 2 timeouts. You still can run the hurry up. There's really a minute and 4 seconds. There's plenty of time to get down into field goal range.
And now finally they come out in a shotgun formation. Looks like they're going 5 wide here. They are passing the ball.
Yeah, so I don't agree with this play call, and that's why. So the problem with when you run verticals against anybody that's running, like in this situation, it's looking like he's running either looks like a dime or may have even quarter. But you have to be careful throwing those long developing routes and giving when they're sitting back in their zone, the defensive backs are facing the quarterback so they can react quicker to his pass. And it almost never works.
Yeah. And now you're potentially giving Seattle the ball back to make maybe, a drive themselves.
Yeah. And you stopped the clock. So, you basically gave Seattle a timeout right.
Plenty of time. Gets it to his running back. McMullen, juke move, gets the first down. Now he's past midfield. Great job, but that was very ballsy by Zeppelin.
It was.
For that pass.
If he throws it a little quicker, it's not as big of a deal. But regardless, that's exactly what we talked about earlier when I said I was surprised that he was trying to hit those shots over the middle. And looking at McMullen, I mean, Seattle is clearly focused on the middle of the field. So hit them where they're not there.
Yeah, maybe an out route, like a corner route or something like that. It's the corner route. Look at this. I'm Tony Romo in it.
That's a hell of a call right there. So the funny thing is now that's actually a surprise for me on Seattle's part, because to me, in that situation, knowing where they're at, I'm going to put my guys in man coverage and I'm going to cover the outside. So if you kind of shade to the outside, knowing that they only have 1 timeout. So they're probably not throwing the ball over the middle.
That is true. Yeah. I mean, especially with only 1 timeout. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of time. So they are at the 30-yard line. They are in field goal position here. Oh, man, he throws it to Anderson. Anderson is lucky to catch that. He missed the angle route. I'm sure you saw that.
Yep, wide open, McMullen. And again, wide open.
But he gets it to the corner route again. He must be listening in to our broadcast now. Do you take...
Yeah, I didn't see who that was.
Now, it looks like he's going to let the clock run down and then call a timeout. Would you have called a timeout earlier and ran one more play to maybe throw it to the end zone?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, either way, you're getting points more than likely, assuming there's not a weird block or a misfield. But, yeah, I mean, I think you call timeout, you throw one to the end zone. Worst case scenario, you do the high pass and just whip it out of the back. But still 3 points is 3 points.
No, absolutely. And the way these two guys are playing, I mean, you would have thought in the first quarter is going to be just a complete shootout. But it's still only 7-7. You're right. These 3 points can matter at the end of the game.
Yep. I'll tell you what, though. I'm really, really both guys adjust. Defensively, I'm pretty critical of the defenses on those first 2 drives, and they obviously have turned it up.
Yeah, both teams' defense have really done a great job here, especially going into the half. I mean, okay, let's talk about it. While they're going to probably kneel this down, let's look at it from the Jets' perspective first. Is there any, or like what adjustments, if any, do you make at halftime?
I don't think I make any defensive adjustments right now, other than maybe, I don't think that this team is built to play man. I think that you sort of have to, wow, that was almost a great catch. Not that it would have mattered anyway. But I don't think that you can play man up a lot with now. Of course, with the rules that we have, you have to at least play, a decent mix, reasonable. But I think like you got to go zone heavy against because he is obviously Pepper's throwing the ball all over the field or trying to at least.
Yeah. Now, what about the Seahawks? What, if any adjustments do you make on that, if any?
So right, so the opposite of what I just said is instead of throwing the ball all over the field and very obviously keying in on DK Metcalf, I would look at your other weapons. I would take quick developing routes, get some momentum going, like come down and score a touchdown here, and put pressure on the Jets now, like make them come from behind.
Yeah, and I think, and he's established Carson's has a pretty decent game thus far. Every carry seems to be a good amount of yardage there.
I think he's only had one negative play, so that kind of surprised me why he, like you said, you're forcing the ball there again. So play action on first down, throws it into traffic.
And he does get the first down, though. Great job of bringing it down in double coverage. Yeah, I cannot believe he came down with that.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm so surprised at, and maybe it's just one of those games where he's going to just, the ball's going to kind of bounce his way, but he's got to be careful because I'm worried that he's going to throw one up and one of those guys in the defensive backfield is going to come down with it. However, we already discussed other than Adams, they're not very good back there.
That is correct. And nice post route again. Metcalf breaks the tackle, and he's off to the races, and he's in for a touchdown.
That is that 14 or 24? Because that looked like beast mode to me.
Yeah, I mean, he just threw him down like he was nothing. There was no other corners in the area, and it just, when you have defensive linemen or linebackers chasing, Metcalf has a 94 speed, it's over.
Yeah, and the other thing, I don't know if you even saw in the play that, now granted, obviously it didn't really matter to the play the way it developed, but CJ Mosley, I mean, he got completely turned around looking for that crosser. Like he thought that the crosser was going to be there and it just wasn't. Yeah. And so literally it was basically 11 on 10 because CJ Mosley was not involved in the play whatsoever.
No, I mean, it's almost like what he's going to do with Metcalf. I don't know if he just can't not stop him or he's not like calling the right plays, but man, Metcalf is just taking the game over, frankly.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to play Metcalf. You have to spotlight him. I think you have to maybe even look at, like, again, like you said, running plays that give you two defensive backs on that side of the field. You almost have to plan for where Metcalf is going to line up.
Yeah, absolutely. And if it was me, I would be 100% putting my corner adjustments set to route running, and I would probably start, highlighting him every single play, and maybe even double teaming him if you run that cover 2.
Hell, if it was me, I might be asking Adams to put up on.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know what his man is, but and he throws the interception to Griffin.
There it is. Yep. And that's trouble. So now again, there you go. We talked about it a minute ago. You put pressure on the Jets to move the ball down the field. Now all of a sudden you're in plus territory with the ball, with momentum.
Yeah, great job by Seattle jumping the route. And Robbie Anderson, the tall, freakish athlete, probably, his version of DK Metcalf. Good job of getting that.
Now, see, that surprises me there. I like the play call, but I'm surprised that he didn't say play action shot to DK Metcalf.
Yeah.
With momentum, with the ball in plus territory, take a shot.
Absolutely. And Will Williamson being a very good linebacker, they seem to be able to kind of like stop the run now. They've kind of been able to kind of shoot the gaps and not, allow Carson with these easy like 8-9 yard carries. So good job. Puts them in a 2nd and 7 situation. They're up 4 points and they are on the other side of the ball. So you have, the ability to kind of get, run some, be kind of creative with this.
Yeah. And so again, not afraid to run the ball, which I like. 2nd and long to third and pretty short. I mean, 3rd and 3 now. Again, entire play call or entire playbook is open. You can run a draw here. You could run out of a pistol or a shotgun formation. Obviously, you could throw a mesh route or something like that, a crossers.
And look for a pass here. He likes to come up here in third and short, show the run, but actually pass. So
Yeah,
this
I'm
could be
running
another
a
situation.
slant right here.
Yeah.
Slant to the left side.
Good job by the
they sent the
Jets.
heat.
Brian Cashman with the sack. He brings the heat, and it pays off for the Jets.
It's cool to see Brian Cashman do well after he was the general manager for the Yankees for a while.
Yeah. Blake Cashman. My bad. Minnesota go for 2.
Wow, look at this kicking game, though, for
Yeah.
Seattle.
Great kick. And it puts them up 7. Now the Jets have to answer.
Yeah, but see, so that I know that you gave up points there, but that's a win for the Jets on that possession.
Absolutely. It could have been worse.
Yep. Yeah, you're down two scores if he scores a touchdown there, and you have to throw the ball, which, as we know, they're actually, the way that they're built, they are built for, good ball control. Like, their receivers are good but not great, and their running backs are really good. Oh wow, he's got lit up.
He is just going. He's keeping with that running game. I mean, here's the big question, right? You're not having a lot of success on the run game, and you're really not having a lot of success with the pass game. What do? What kind of passes or what kind of runs do you run on this guy?
Well, the first thing that I would say, and I'm sorry to Pepper for saying this out loud because maybe Zephyr will hear me, but you have to ID the Mike or double team Jadeveon Clowney because he's in the damn backfield every play.
Absolutely. They do have time.
Great
nice pass to Herndon. Nice shuffle, and it gets him up to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, and I like the aggressiveness. Little surprised that he called 4 verts there because the thing that I don't like about those routes is that effectively 3 of your routes are useless. Unless one of them just happens to break past the receiver or the corner. It's really like what you're almost doing is calling a post route for your tight end and everybody else just kind of clears it out.
Finally does not run on first down, but he gets sacked. And who else? Jadeveon Clowney, like you said, the man.
Yeah. So 2 things on that. 1, you got to double team him. 2, you cannot. Your offensive line is not good enough to run play action. It's just not.
No, I totally agree with you there. They did hold the pressure pretty well in that Verts play, but. Yeah, I mean, you can't get cute on that. I know you want to run but like you said, the running backs the offensive linemen are just not good enough.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you look across the board at 60s and 70s on the line, now granted, it almost doesn't matter because Clowney is going to throw almost anyone off of him anyway. But you still, I mean, throw a double team on him or at least ID the mics that they at least pay more attention to him. Like, you got to do something to disrupt that pass.
Yeah, I totally agree. But they get 7 yards on that pass, so it puts them in a 3rd and 10. A much more manageable position here.
Yeah, and this, depending on the never mind.
Wow,
I was going to say,
nice
depending
post.
on the outcome, it could have been a 4-down territory there, but because I'm thinking, you're around midfield, you got that 1 to burn if you want to use a 4th and short, but didn't need it.
I'm surprised that Anua came down with that. He's having a pretty good game.
Yeah, he again, though, throwing it into traffic. So both quarterbacks are kind of struggling.
There we go.
With
That's what he was looking for. Why did you juke? He could have had a touchdown there.
Yeah, too much fancy footwork. I mean, I think we kind of all get a little bit foot happy at times where you flick the stick a little too many times.
There's been times that I've flicked the stick way too many times. No, but a good run. I mean, that's what he needs, right? Now are they starting to wear down the Seattle defensive line?
I doubt it. I think that was, I mean, I've seen 8 straight rush plays end in a bad situation and 1 finally breaks through. So we'll see if it's a trend or not. Yep.
Yeah, and look how they packed. They ran that 4-6, and they packed the middle of the field. You got an audible out of that. I don't see any way that they get any type of yardage on that. If it's me, I'm running a jet sweep because they love packing the middle.
Yeah, I mean that, or again, like that motion swing, you could run a counter even to just kick something outside. I mean, do something outside the tackle.
There we
There's your
go.
jet sweep.
Doesn't get anything on the carry there.
Yeah, he probably turned it upfield a little prematurely.
Yeah, he should have
his right
tried
tackle.
to hit the edge.
Yeah, he had his right tackle out there. Now, granted, we all know that Madden doesn't do well at translating that into blocks, but he was there.
Now look for the blitz. They could have a 0 blitz right here. I would put somebody in a slant. Get that ball out quick. Plenty of time. Good job. And he drops the ball.
How does he drop that?
Man, he did a good job of protecting his quarterback.
I think he hit the wrong button. Or
yeah, but
just
still,
tried to force it. Because it looked like Inunwa was the target, but I don't know, I didn't see behind it, but there was somebody literally completely behind the coverage ready to.
And we still have a good ball game on our hands. I mean, he's only down 4, and he's got a whole quarter left. He's been playing pretty decent defense.
Yeah, honestly, this has been a really good game by both. The only thing that I've seen is really just, which I think we all are guilty of it, kind of forcing the ball to our favorite receivers, or calling these plays that we just seem to think, oh, we know this is going to work in this situation. Of course, it ends up being a pick 6 or something the opposite direction.
Right.
But outside of that, I've actually been really impressed with their play calling.
Absolutely.
Both defenses that have really stepped.
Yeah, and Big Al, being a Jets fan in real life, says, "'Cause they always drop it." Talking about the Jets.
I just spit out my water.
Russell Wilson, wide open, tight end. You can key in on Metcalf, but you got to cover the other guys.
Yeah, I want to know. I'm going to go to quick. Will Dissly seems to be really quick for right
now. He could have a high excel and high agility. But that's going to bring up a first down. 13 seconds left. They may be able to get one more playoff. If not, we're going to go into the fourth quarter with Seattle up 17-13.
Just as you called it, he's 84 excel and 79 agility. So that's why. I mean, he just seems to get out there, and as he has the ball, he's able to make something happen after the play.
Now that you can see that Zephyr is keen in on Metcalf, now Pepper is switching it up, doing a good job of now utilizing his other weapons.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess maybe early in the game was sort of critical of Pepper, saying, hey, he seems to be keying in on him a lot and just locking in on that main receiver. But, the alternate school of thought there is, well, if they're not going to stop him, I'm just going to do it all the time.
That's right. Nice toss play to Carson. Gets the blocks he needs. And again, another chunk of yardage for Chris Carson. 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, but it's still, I still think that this is a good position for the Jets to be in. Now I could eat my words here, but because the bottom line is, you give up a field goal, it's still a 1-possession game.
Yeah. And the way that the kicker's been kicking, he may be able to kick it from this distance.
Yeah, although in Seattle going this direction, I think he's now kicking against.
I think you're right. So he's going to run that 3-4 odd. It wouldn't surprise me if he pinches his line. He does not, but he runs. Nice pass to his tight end. Wide open. Nobody to cover him there.
Yeah, I think that's actually was that his tight end, or was it a fullback out of the backfield?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. It was a fullback. I'm sorry.
So again, that goes to what we talked about earlier. Really with both guys is trying to force the ball down the field, and all of a sudden you see Pepper just saying, hey, I'll take that 6-7 yards. Thank you.
Yeah, he's definitely taking what the Jets are giving him, and the Jets are expecting, just by their play calling, the way they're playing, these deep passes, and that's why you make those early in the ball game.
Yeah. Now he had a whole
he
ran in guy. But what I was going to say is you got to be careful with that too, because we've seen it where you start keying in on something and then you go away from it. And then the other guy, the defense, okay, now I'm going to switch it up. And all of a sudden that deep route to Metcalf's open.
Yeah, absolutely. And it may be that he doesn't want to do anything crazy because he does have a nice little cushion of a lead here.
Yeah, I actually really like his play calling because no matter what, he's chewing up a lot of clock. I mean, he's going to have the ball for more than a half a time is over.
I do apologize. I had the sound off here, so I turned the sound back on. I had the sound off, well, not you, but I've had the sound off for the game, so you can't hear the crowd or anything. So, because normally these guys have a commentator, and we're trying to talk over them, but Zeph did turn that off. But 3rd and 8. This is what you want to see if you were the New York Jets, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I think that you have to play the pass, but hope you can stop the run.
Here we go. Shotgun, 3 wide to the left. They bring the blitz. Wide open, Disley. Oh, and May, if he did not get that animation, Disley was off to the races, and that was going to be probably pretty much the ball game. But he does stop Will Disley at the 13-yard line.
Yeah, he sort of, May, it looks like, just trips him up a little bit and just enough. Looks like maybe Adams. No, somebody else to come in and actually make the play. But, yeah, I mean, so right there, here's the problem now for the Jets. If you can't stop him here, you almost need him to score a touchdown, like, right now so that you have enough time to make 2 possessions.
That is correct, and it looks like they're showing a blitz. And he could have the outside here, but he goes up the middle. Rashard Penny gets taken down. No, I think he gets 1 yard on the carry there.
Yeah, so, I was incorrect. I'm sorry. I didn't safety over. Not quite a 0 blitz, but he sent basically everyone to play. So big risk-reward situation. He's selling out to try to get this field goal.
And absolutely. And it looks like he's going to let the clock run down a bit. He runs this ace formation he likes with Will Disley and the other white guy, or I can't remember, Jake Hollister. Oh, he throws it up to Metcalf.
There it is.
Wow, what a pass.
And so it's just what we talked about. Like, just when you think, okay, I got him, Metcalf, and then I look away one time and Metcalf's wide open, touchdown.
Yes.
But he misses the extra point. That could be interesting now.
Absolutely. That could be very interesting. And that's going to bring... They're down 2 scores. 10, a field goal and a touchdown.
So if he makes that, need a 2-point
Oh my
conversion.
gosh! Oh my gosh!
No way!
Crowder says, "F you! I'm going to score a touchdown too."
On that note, I'm, as we speak, putting Michael Thomas as my main kick returner because, holy hell.
Jamison Crowder scoring the touchdown. This is exactly what the Jets needed. They are down 3 points with a little over 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, so that is a momentum change there. I mean, that could completely... So now, at the end of the day, Seattle is not going to be able to just run it out. Like, they're going to key in on the run. They're going to have to put the ball in the air at some point. There's still way too much time on to just run it down.
Absolutely. Man, all 3 timeouts, over 4 minutes left. He can't really run the clock out anyway. So, yeah, great job. That's exactly what he needed.
The key here, though, if you're Seattle, right here, I'm running, pinching the line. He's shifting linebackers in. I'm running a slant or something, maybe a hitch or something to just get it out quickly.
And that's what they do. Oh, my goodness. That could have been bad.
I wonder what he's got as far as coaching adjustments, because it doesn't seem like, to me, that's a pick 6 all day. And I'm surprised that he swatted that.
Yeah, I don't know if he's got, if he doesn't set it, then they play ball or play receiver. It's just kind of a mix. But if he had it play receiver or play ball, he would have definitely went for that.
Yep.
Second down. He's making it interesting. Pinching the line
And he's
again.
still-
Oh, my gosh.
oh,
Did you see
wow.
91? Alexander pushes his way
Sheds.
through.
Yeah, he just sheds that. I mean, it looked like high schooler playing toddlers on that.
Good Lord. He just pushes his way through. 3rd and 14, and now we have ourselves a ball game.
Yeah, and you have to throw the ball here. So if I'm the Jets, I'm going to commit to pass on defense and maybe shade inside because he's loving that inside post route. See what he does. He does
he's
look
going.
inside. Not
And
there.
he gets it with Mosley. Mosley with the interception. Oh, my goodness. That is not what you want to see if you are the Seattle Seahawks.
That is what I was actually about to say. Cannot force the ball here. You have the lead. Your defense is playing well. I know they gave up a kick return, but that's not like that's in Madden. Let's be real; it's kind of a fluke. So you have to punt the ball and make him actually use clock.
Good job by McMullen. McMullen gets the first down. And I don't know if that surprised Seattle or what, but that hole was big, and he was able to make it count. That's one thing that you can say about Zephyr. He is stuck to the run the entire game.
Yeah, well, I like that he ran the ball there because I think the natural inclination is to try to run and score quick. So
now at this point, could you score too quickly? Are you running the clock down?
I think honestly, it's get in the end zone first and foremost. Like to me, I don't care if it's on 1st down or 3rd down. I'd rather, in fact, just have it. I'd rather have the lead with 2 minutes left than be needing a touchdown with 30 seconds.
Maybe they run slants here. That's what I would probably do.
I actually really like that play call, but he missed
the tight end
again. Over the middle again. He missed it. That was actually, he missed his running back. It was McMullen.
Well, I saw the running back, but I also saw the tight end. He was going to cut to the right, and there was nobody there as soon as he was going to cut.
See, so I love that route that he just ran also, where, and I can't remember what they actually call it, but it's where he basically runs a dig, and then he turns and sprints towards the out route. But you can't key in on it.
Touchdown! He gets it. What a ballsy play by Zephyr. There was two guys surrounding that hitch route.
Yeah, into traffic. Crowder got hurt. And I'll be interested to see if he's out for a long term or not. But and now, so there you go. This is where Seattle missing the extra point. They would be down 27-24 right now.
Absolutely.
And now they need a touchdown.
And that was huge. You brought up a great point. That could be the difference in the ball game now. You were talking about 40 yards. Now you've got to score from the 25-yard line all the way down for a touchdown. Whereas before, you could have got probably to the 40 and kicked a field goal. Yeah, you're absolutely right. This changes everything.
Now, still, though, I'm looking probably DK Metcalf here on 1st down. I mean, he's been going all day.
No, he does not. He gets it to Gordon.
Gordon.
His name was not called very often, but it gets called this time. Maybe he's learned his lesson.
I think I see a bag of weed hanging out of his pocket.
Yes, I see some green.
I'm not sure if that's his
my gosh, dislocated shoulder. That is huge. That's probably going to draw him. He doesn't
have depth. That's the sad.
No, he doesn't.
Not at that position.
So Dude would ask, advance tonight. We are going to advance after this game. You are missing a heck of a game. Oh my gosh, gets it over the middle, pops it up, and it's intercepted. But there's a flag on the play. Is that pass interference? We shall see. It is not. It is on the Seahawks. Wow. However, the Seahawks have still three timeouts left.
Yep, still 3 timeouts. You can't take a knee yet.
If I am the Jets, I am switching ball carrier to conservative, and he does not do that.
Agreed. He didn't do it. So,
oh, my gosh.
Runs up the middle.
And he falls. Did he fall down or did he trip him?
That was weird. I don't know.
Because it looked like he could have just smacked him and he fell down.
I've never seen an animation like that. from you doing it, though. You know what I mean? Like, that looks like he maybe got turned.
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
And he's lucky he did, because he could have gotten hits there.
Yeah, exactly. Man, nice job by 55, but look at McMullen. That's why they drafted him.
Yeah, but a better job by McMullen. I mean, just saying, no, get off me, I'm going to take these yards. And that right there, truthfully, probably ends the game.
It does end the game. If he stops him,
it's third down, and he still has his, still has a timeout in his pocket.
Absolutely. That is huge. It's not over yet. And he does get the face mask. If I am the Jets, I am either downing the ball. Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's probably about over. But I don't know. He has one timeout, so he can stop it. I mean, if he gets the ball back, it's going to be like seconds left.
Yeah, I mean, math pretty much is math is math. Like, if he downs the ball one time and makes a timeout, see, that's the danger right there.
Yeah,
you can't get hit like that, because there's nobody behind you to stop him if he picks up that ball and runs the other way.
Absolutely, and it looks like he may. Yeah, it looks like he's going to kneel this. So very
I was going to say, is he kicking a field goal? That's an interesting strategy.
Well, now, I mean, honestly, though, he could kneel himself out of field goal range. But I think he'll probably end up punting it.
He could, but I don't think it's going to matter.
No, he's going to get the ball back. I mean,
but so you're going to go down to, let's see, you're going to be at about 10 seconds probably.
Yeah, he doesn't have much time
to actually punt the ball away. Yeah, so you're going to have about 10 seconds at the switch of possession, and he'll probably cough and corner it. So you might even have less than that. You'll probably have, I would say, 5 or 6 seconds on the clock and have to go the length of the field. So
yeah, this is he does have he's probably going to be able to just heave it one time. But hey, look who he's going to go for the field goal. Now this is ballsy.
I don't like this. Yeah,
I don't either. Because if he blocks
I know he's got wind with him. Yeah, exactly. Yep. There's too much that can go wrong.
Trust me, I had one block last week. It can happen.
And he missed it anyway. Oh, no.
Yes. 4 seconds left. This is why you don't do that.
No, he did. He missed it. Sorry, I thought he got it. I couldn't see.
So he's got one chance for the touchdown here.
Under the cross. Wow.
Not sure I would have done that.
Yeah, see, so now this is much more manageable. I mean, still a Hail Mary regardless. This is an easier Hail Mary than it would be from the 20.
Exactly. Oh, he throws it up to you-know-who. And it's a flag! Yep. He's going to get one more chance.
See, that is why you don't do. That is why you have to punt the ball away. There's no chance that he's going to go, 90 yards or 85 yards in 4 seconds.
Wow. That is amazing. First and goal with no time on the clock. It's all or nothing here. And look for the slant. I'm telling you, look for the slant to Metcalf. And he does! And he misses it! And they still win! What a game!
I am not going to lie. That was a lot of fun to call.
That was a lot of fun to call. No, I mean, great game by both guys.
Yep, for sure. And actually, so Pepper, credit to him there. He had the right play call on. He saw that he was pinching everybody in the middle. I mean, the only other alternative there is maybe, I don't know what his audibles were set at, but if he had like a sweep or something where he could toss the ball outside, he probably could have walked in for 6.
Yeah, and that's got to be heartbreaking for Pepper, because he kind of dominated this ball game,
Yeah, well, he did for spurts, but then there were times where, so again, you can't force the ball and throw interceptions, which I believe he did twice. I think he had 2 picks on the game. You can't throw it into coverage, and even if it's just an incompletion, you're just giving plays away.
Now, who's your player of the game on this?
Well, I mean, if I'm looking at the Seahawks, it's got to be Clowney, because I think Clowney was the only one that really kept them in the game.
Yeah.
Probably Darnold on the other side. I mean, no, you know what? JT Mullen's really, really good. I think that he's probably, he had some really key conversions, and obviously the big, the I don't know if he scored or not, but there was that big 15, 20-yard gash play that took him right up the middle that Seattle wasn't expecting.
Yeah, so for me on the Jets, it's definitely McMullen, and you look at his stats and you're like, how? But it's the way that he kind of bounced back from that, because all of his yardage was in the third and fourth quarter. And on the other side, it's got to be Metcalf, man. He could not stop him. That guy has a good chance of winning the MVP this year if he plays like that all the time.
He really could. Now the only thing is, he's not going to play secondaries that are this week every week.
Yeah.
And so when that happens, like, for example, if he plays against me, I'm lining up Marshawn Lattimore and saying, just go to work.
Yeah.
And, you have to just be careful when you're throwing the ball up. Like, sure, you may win 8 out of 10 times, but it's those 2 times where it's picked that is going to kill you.
Absolutely, yeah. And again, man, that could have went either way. It was very fun to call. Thanks for calling it with me. We're going to get out of here. You have any last thoughts before we cut this?
I don't know. I mean, I just think that was a fun game to watch. Sorry to Pepper, because obviously, I actually think both guys deserve to win. It's one of those games
too,
where,
man. I mean, that's got to be heartbreaking for Pepper.
Yeah, it's cliche to say it, but it's like, it sucks that someone had to lose, because it was a really good game both ways.
Completely agree. So, for myself, for J-Ho, we are the Apex commentators, and we are out of here, and we appreciate all you guys have done and everybody stopping in. So for that, we are out of here. Have a great night, fellas.